Lord help me. I'm so sore. Anyway, whew, leg days. The worst day. Anyway, let me see what I come out here to talk about. Oh, I came to talk to y'all about fertilization and stuff. And I also wanted to show y'all something. Because I try to show y'all the proof in the concept or that what I be saying, I'm not just talking out of my behind like how some people be doing. They be talking, they show you stuff, they never show you that stuff again because it didn't work, and they don't want you to know that it didn't work, and they don't want to tell you because they're embarrassed that it didn't work. Anyway, look at my pomegranates because I hadn't watered them in a couple of days. I got them peas over there. I ain't really, but anyway. So I want to talk to y'all about my fertilization schedule. But I'm kind of walking, looking. I watered this morning, but I'm kind of walking, looking, surveying some things. Ooh, my neighbor got some thing going on. Oh, I had a couple of peppers. They done started making plants. And let me say this about motherland okra. Motherland okra, y'all don't get that long, so don't you let your okra get hard. Once that sucker get like these here, the reason why they still on here, they're nice and hard. These gonna be seeds. I'm gonna save them for seeds because they're good and hard. They're like tree limbs. You can't do nothing with that. So, yeah, motherland okra don't get about 2 inches. So y'all, when your flower fall off, be paying attention. Get your stuff off of there because it'll be a tree limb. Look at my baby. Hey, Chrissy. Did you eat your food, honey? Yeah, y'all know it's food and ice water back here. They get ice water every morning. I put that water in the shade. Of course, it don't stay ice water all day, but it be ice water in the morning. You ought to see how they be licking on. But I try to spoil my babies. And don't think they can't come in the house, y'all, because I don't want to hear nobody's mouth. Yeah, man, it's too hot. I try to let them go in the house. They so doggone sedity until they act like they don't want to be in the house. But I see there's plenty of water in their bowls. It ain't ice no more, but it's water, and there's plenty. And I change it every day so there don't be no mosquitoes or nothing in the water. So let me see. I'm gonna come back here. Fertilization. So people wanted to know my fertilization schedule. First of all, let me say this. I make my own fertilizer. So you fertilize however you want to fertilize. Ooh, this ground is kind of hot. Anyway, you fertilize however you want to fertilize. But I make my own fertilizer for the most part. Every now and again, if I am gifted or I find some fertilizer on clearance or something like that, I will fertilize. Now let's start with these fruit trees. So the fruit trees, I did a video at the beginning of the spring, and you all saw where I pounded those fruit tree spikes in the ground. I do that twice a year. Those are the main fertilizer things that I buy, but the box that I buy has like 12 spikes. So that's enough fertilizer to last me. So I put them all in the spring because each tree gets 2. And then I'll come back when the trees go dormant, and I put 2 more in. So I fertilize those with the fruit tree spikes twice a year. The only other fertilizing my fruit trees get, see these containers here? All of those are compost in place containers. So I started those with wood chips and food scraps and all that kind of stuff in the bottom. And when I add to them, I add food scraps and leaves and different things like that will break down naturally. Because matter of fact, it's about time for me to add some leaves to that. And things that I know the earthworms are like, and the soil microbes are like, and it breaks down. So therefore, when I water that and it has drain holes in it, any excess liquid is going to leach out. Not only just the liquid, it's going to leach out those nutrients that soil is making because it's composted in place. Those holes are pointed towards my fruit trees. So whatever leaks out onto the ground, it goes to the fruit trees. Okay, so that's the only other food that those fruit trees get. So, and y'all can see my pear is way, you can't hardly see it because all the other trees. That pear is way up there, and I've got to cut those. Those are water sprouts. They will make fruit for you, but I don't want them way up that high. I'm not getting into that where I got to keep getting on the ladder to harvest. I'm already doing that, and I'm over it. The rest of my garden, like I told y'all, I make my fertilizer. So the rest of my garden, y'all, the way it gets fertilized is like this. So I have rainwater, right? People always say, why you don't have no tops on your rain barrels? It's this, that, and the other. I don't have tops on there because leaves fall in there. I can add collard leaves, any type of brassica leaves, any type of garden waste, any type of weeds. If you got dandelions, I told y'all about this mimosa, one of the best fertilizers I feel like, in my opinion, especially the blossoms and the pods that make some of the best fertilizer I've ever experienced. I put all of that in my rain barrels. So my rain barrels always have a certain amount of nutrition to them. Now keep in mind, the fertilizers you make are not going to be 10-10-10. They're not even going to be 5-5-5. But here's the thing, because if y'all ever notice, and another thing, y'all see the tadpoles swimming? Tadpoles do pee and poop as well. So all of my rain barrels also have tadpoles in them too. I did not do that on purpose. The toads and frogs find their way in there. I welcome them. So that is in the water as well. So that being said, y'all can see my rain barrels empty. That's why they turned over. Well, most of them. I got 2 of them still got water, but I'm gonna be out here in a minute because we ain't expecting no rain. But so why am I telling you that? I water out of those rain barrels every day until I run out. So technically every day my plants are getting a little bit of nutrition. But like I told y'all, when you make your own fertilizer, that fertilizer ain't gonna be as strong as, you know, what you buy in the store. So keep that in mind. I don't know exactly what the analysis is. I've never had it analyzed, but I know there's nutrition in it because of what I put in it. When I put mimosa in there, I notice my stuff grows more. So that mimosa must be some good stuff. When I put collard leaves and stuff in there, or comfrey, or weeds, any kind of dandelions, anything, I notice that my plants grow faster when I water with that solution. So to answer your question, I fertilize almost every day, but it's a very weak fertilizer. Am I saying you have to do that? Nope. But you better be fertilizing, especially depending on what you're growing. Now I'm going to step over here and prove the concept. Remember when I told y'all about, and I just checked this yesterday. Remember when I told y'all about this water in the bottom of these things? Remember when I told you about that? Do y'all remember what those figs look like? It's been 4 days. 4 days. Those figs had no leaves. Zero. Look at the mulberry. With nothing but bud. I mean, just the leaves had fallen off. Look at all this. You see where it's crispy? That's crispy. I didn't crisp that. That's been crisp. See all up here crispy? All of those leaves are new. All I did, and you see this one has wicked up all the water. So I need to put some water in that one. See, the palm tree has wicked up all the water, and I'm noticing some new leaves on the palm tree. The dragon fruit look like it done wicked up everything. Y'all look at this elderberry. That elderberry was all but dead, y'all. Look at that. All that's new. You can see new growth. So when you see those darker, bigger leaves, see the younger, lighter colored green leaves, all that's new. That's new, y'all. 4 or 5 days. I kid you not. I ain't got no reason to lie to y'all. I got to come here. That needs some water. So I don't want a lot of water in the bottom, but I want a little bit. And I want to say this: if you're worried about the mosquitoes, get you some mosquito bits, or if you got dunks, take you a dunk and crush it up, because the dunk ain't nothing but bits, but it's compressed into that little donut. Crush that stuff up and put it in there. I want no mosquitoes to be in there, because we don't want to create a haven for the Zika and malaria and West Nile. We don't want to do that. We want to try to be responsible. This is a pretty shady spot over here. I'm gonna keep that in mind. I did water that citrus, y'all, but citrus don't like it likes its roots kind of dry. So you want to water it and then let it dry out. I'm gonna come on up in here. Now I will say this here. Every blue moon when I think I need a boost, I will use 10, 30, 20. Now this is pretty strong. I'll put that in my rain barrels. I don't even put that much. I put just a little bit, just to, you know, hip it. And then that serves as a fertilization. I might do that once every 2 months or so. Once every 2 to 3 months. But see, like I said, I water with homemade fertilizer, so I don't have to do a whole lot of stuff. I really just came in here to check on the papayas and stuff. And those cuttings are taken, I can tell. They're putting on new growth. Some of these Mexican sunflowers look a mess in here. This is still alive. Some of them died. That's still alive. 1 or 2 of those are still alive. But these are taken. It's growing some new leaves. But these papayas look real good. And actually what I may do is just put the papayas over there or set them out in this little sunny spot out here. But I got to make sure I keep them watered. So let me see, do I have anything else I wanted to show y'all? I have a variegated Jew back here that I didn't even know about. If y'all know anything about wandering Jew, my granny used to grow that. I have the green one and I have a variegated one. I'm gonna actually dig those up and plant those somewhere. My neighbor up the street has the one that's all purple, and we're gonna trade off. I'm gonna give her some of the variegated and the green because that's what she doesn't have, and she's gonna give me some of the purple, and I'm gonna plant it all together. I think that'll be pretty together, that variegated, the green, and then the purple Jew. I may plant it in front of the house because it'll kind of creep, but it'll stay down low. I don't like a lot of bushes and stuff in front of my house. I'm gonna tell you why. Sometimes creatures live in them, but not only that, sometimes you want airflow up against your house or whatever. You don't want bushes absolutely precluding, and you know, just like you don't want a lot of ivy growing on your house. The water and moisture and stuff that it holds up against your house, it destroys your house over time, of course. But that's neither here nor there. We're on a gardening video, not a home maintenance video. But yeah, y'all, so y'all see proof of concept. Those trays, and if you're watching this video and you didn't see my old video talking about those trays, y'all don't mind the lawnmower. It's so hot I ain't had to mow. Why it sound like it's humans over there walking? I know it's probably just birds and things. Y'all, in the fall, I'm gonna get started on that other part of that carport, and y'all tell me if I film the second half building of that carport, which y'all watch it. Y'all put in, which it is a bird, I told you. It sound like a doggone pterodactyl. A little bitty bird, little finch. But anyway,